An earth-shattering tremor has just rocked the global stage following the formal release of declassified documents from the expanded international probe this very morning. While most people are focused on wealthy titans, a freshly decoded segment of digital forensic data has accidentally set off the most significant constitutional emergency in the entire timeline of the British monarchy. Don't forget to subscribe for daily updates, a billing record for an all-inclusive clinical service. In Mexico, linked to an old account of Meghan Markle's, matches up flawlessly with the dates surrounding the arrival of Archie. This is a youngster for whom, even now, there is no official signature or verification from the palace medical experts. The theory regarding a simulated pregnancy has transitioned from a conspiracy theory into actionable legal proof that puts the crown itself in jeopardy. From that initial debut image at Windsor now, flagged by digital analysts as a fabrication, to the strange physiological discrepancies mentioned in the autobiography and the American media cycles, every sign points toward a chilling reality. We are looking at a complex, deceptive operation intended to place children without a verified biological link into the line of succession. Prince William now faces a gut-wrenching decision: continue masking his brother's choices or unveil the truth to safeguard the monarchy's future. This quiet, yet catastrophic struggle has officially commenced. Is Harry a conscious partner in this charade, or just a pawn? What undeniable proof will William utilize to exile his relative without destroying the royal reputation? When the heavy drapes in California are finally pulled back, how will she justify herself when the public realizes her emotions were just stagecraft for a dark quest for influence? Major news outlets are all broadcasting the same urgent notification. Urgent. Update: the declassified files have entered Phase 2. The public is hunting for the names of famous stars or power players on that list, anticipating sexual drama. However, William is indifferent to those scandals or disgraced figures like Andrew. He sits in solitude, a small light hitting a folder that looks light but carries the weight of a mountain. This isn't something you find in a tabloid. This is a collection of raw financial movements that the Royal Private Intelligence Branch, a group of former Secret Service agents deeply devoted to the crown, has just extracted from encrypted data and handed over at 3 a.m. Task was to look for any connection between the Windsors and this network to prepare for damage control. Instead, they uncovered something far more volatile than a social scandal. William, wearing protective gloves, turns to page 42. His eyes lock onto a series of global wire transfers marked in red. It is buried beneath thousands of intricate laundry operations, a note that would look regular if not viewed through the history of the British royal family. Sender: Archwell LLC, a Delaware-based entity created by her former money managers. Recipient: a clandestine surgical clinic located near the border of Mexico, known in elite circles for anonymous medical procedures. Payment info: total reproductive assistance and complete privacy protection. Total $500,000. Date of transfer: May 1st, 2019. William squinted, his breathing slowing down. May 1st, 2019, exactly 5 days before she claimed to have gone into labor and birthed her son. He stands, moving toward the glass to watch the storm over the palace grounds. Memories of that frantic period return, connecting with this bill to paint a terrifying picture of planned deception. He remembers the oddities of that time, things the family ignored to keep the peace. There was no traditional birth announcement at the palace gates. No royal medical staff was present, the same experts who assisted every generation from the late monarch to his own kids. She had disappeared for a short window and then returned with an infant, refusing the required medical checks under the excuse of personal space. This is no longer family drama. It is a crisis of state. If the boy who was once high in the succession order is actually the result of a secret commercial contract or doesn't have the prince's DNA, it is the largest fraud in 1,000 years of royalty. She hasn't just tricked her husband's kin, she is tricking national history to place an illegitimate figure into the dynasty. William picks up the secure phone, calling a secret line. It's the direct connection to the head of royal protection. I want you to focus all surveillance on the name Maternidad Fronta. Use every asset to get the original contract from May 2019. I must know who was actually in that room. Most of all, Find out why royal surgeons never signed those papers. I require hard evidence, not guesses. The other side is quiet for a moment before a short confirmation. William ends the call. The battle is on. There are no cannons, only the raw truth waiting to be exposed. William knows that once this is revealed, the bond with his brother is dead forever. But the crown has no place for feelings. He must defend the lineage at any cost. 2 days after the Epstein file revelations, William has moved into high gear. He has called a secret task force of 3 digital investigators and a constitutional lawyer into the bunker. This is a secure, isolated room in the palace basement used for top-tier emergencies. On a bright screen is the iconic black-and-white picture from the archives, Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip looking at the baby in the castle. This image was once a sign of modern growth, proof the Queen welcomed her new great-grandson. But today, under William's command, this photo is being analyzed like a crime scene. Your Highness, look at the light in the corner. The analyst uses a laser to show the screen. This is a shadow analysis. The light on the senior royals comes from the left, casting sharp shadows consistent with the room at midday. However, look at the baby and the mother. The light on the child's face is from above, with soft shadows, typical of a professional studio setup. William is silent, his eyes cold and his jaw tight. These 2 light sources can't exist in the same room, the expert continues, his voice shaking. We found pixel artifacts. The border around the baby's blanket shows evidence of digital cutting. The pixel density at the edges is totally different from the background. Most importantly, look at where the Queen is looking. Our 3D reconstruction shows their eyes aren't on the child. They are looking at an empty spot behind her shoulder. Our final report says the mother and child were edited into this photo later. The room goes silent. William feels sick. This isn't just a bad edit. It is a violation. She didn't just lie about the birth. She used tech to fake an image with his grandmother. Using the Queen's authority to create a fake verification for the world, she turned the Queen into a prop. William turns to the legal advisor in the corner. What about the paperwork? Show me the registry files now. The advisor places a copy of the birth record on the desk. Sir, this is from the registry office. 1 month after the arrival, the mother's section was edited. Her birth name was deleted and replaced only by her title. This is unheard of in royal records. Not Diana, not Catherine. Why? William asks quietly. The advisor explains that in complex international surrogacy, removing the legal name helps erase the biological mother's trail to prevent custody fights and keep the child tied to the royal title, the only thing with high value. William shuts his eyes. The clinic bill, the lack of doctors, the faked photo, and the edited record all fit the plan of a professional. She never wanted to be a traditional parent. She saw the boy as a pawn, a way to pressure the family. She tricked us all, William says. She tricked Harry, the Queen, and the law. But she made one mistake. She thought we would stay quiet. William grabs the files, start the next phase. I want to check his book. If she faked the photo, she gave him the script for the birth story. She isn't scared of the Epstein files. She thinks her shell companies are safe. What actually scares her is the book on her table. The weapon she helped create has now pointed back at her. On her tablet are medical critiques from across the globe. People aren't talking about the family fights anymore. They are checking the birth story she edited. Completely unscientific. A top doctor writes, he claims she had an epidural, but was eating chicken and jumping on a ball 2 hours later. Any doctor knows that with that anesthesia, your legs are numb for 6 hours. You can't walk, let alone jump. She throws the tablet down. She realizes the error. Harry, with his messy memory, wrote exactly what she told him. He described a movie scene, not a real birth. Harry, she yells. He runs in from the yard looking tired. What's wrong? He asks. Why did you write those details? She screams. They are saying I faked it because of that. Harry stands there confused. But that's what happened, isn't it? Unless it wasn't true. For the first time, a shadow of doubt enters Harry's mind. He tries to remember that night. It's all a blur. He remembers being pushed out by guards for medical steps. He remembers waiting, but hearing no crying. And when he went in, the baby was perfectly clean. And his wife looked like she had just been to a spa, not a delivery room. She sees the doubt in his eyes, the same look William has. She switches to acting. She cries, falling to the floor. "They're attacking me, Harry. They want to say our son is fake to take his rights. Protect me. You promised I wouldn't be like Diana." The name Diana fixes everything for him. He kneels to comfort her. But the seed of truth is growing. He wonders why he can't recall the doctor's face. If the first birth was suspicious, the second was a complete mystery to the palace. It happened in California, far from royal oversight. No palace doctor was there. No gold-framed notice was placed at the gates. No official christening happened. William decided to change his strategy for the second child. He chose the ice wall tactic. Don't confirm what wasn't seen. As the child's birthday came, she planned a PR blitz. She wanted the princess title on the website and a Windsor christening. She thought the Queen's nickname would force them to agree, but she got total silence. No bells, no posts, no emails back. It drove her crazy. "What are they doing?" she yelled at her team. A PR expert told her they were pushing her into a gray zone. The child exists in the US, but not in the UK records. Without palace confirmation, the title is just a nickname with no value. She realized William was trapping her in the freedom she claimed to want. He was cutting her off from the power source. Her kids were just rich California kids, not royals. She could sell to Netflix. His silence was total rejection. To get attention back, she went all-in on the victim card. In a staged US interview, she sat in a garden in a white dress. "They won't sign the papers," she cried. "They say they can't because of the US, but it's really about race. They want to erase my kids because they aren't white enough." It was a play for the woke era. Harry sat there agreeing, not knowing he was a tool. But the world in 2026 was different. People were tired of the whining. The internet exploded with facts. "If they are racist, why the multi-million-dollar wedding?" one person asked. "You want rights? Show the birth certificate with a doctor's signature." Then came the final blow. To show her love, she shared a video of the daughter's birthday. But experts noticed the flowers. Those flowers only bloom in May in that area. The birthday is in June. The sun angle showed it was filmed in spring. The video was a fake. The hashtag Meghan the Liar started trending. The PR plan died. William watched from London. He didn't have to say a word. He just let her talk until she buried herself. It was time for the final move. The Mexico report was ready. It wasn't just a bill. It was a digital copy of the surrogacy deal with her digital signature. It said she used a donor egg and a surrogate while she wore a fake bump. William didn't go to the press. He used the power of exclusion. In a new documentary, he appeared in full uniform. When asked about his brother, he looked at the camera. "Family is important, but the crown is built on truth. When truth is hidden for money, we have no choice." That relationship is over. The crown won't compromise with lies. He never said their names, but the words "no forgiveness" were a final sentence. At the same time, Harry got a text from an old army friend. "Look at this, before it's too late." It was the Mexico contract. Harry's world stopped. He saw her signature. He saw the dates. He saw the privacy clauses. He remembered her banning him from the doctor's room and her refusal to be examined. He wasn't the father, or at least he never birthed them. He drove home and found her on the phone. "You lied," he said. "They know about Mexico. You didn't give birth to Archie." She tried to deny it, but he showed her the screen. "It was for us," she yelled. It was the only way he could have a title. Harry stepped back. He didn't see a wife. He saw a con artist using kids to buy power. "You never loved me. You only loved the crown." He took off his wedding ring and left it on the paper. The sound of it hitting the desk ended the story. If you want to stay informed on the truth behind the headlines, make sure to like this video and subscribe to Winds of Thought.